Hello, today I'm going over photosynthesis and CO2 levels. So what we have here is a scenario where we have an enclosed container that has plants in it. And the air in that closed container is just going to be recycled. It just stays the same, right? So we're not putting extra air in, we're not allowing air out. The gases are all going to stay the same in that container. Now, because we have the plants in the container, they're going through photosynthesis. And by going through photosynthesis, they can actually change what gases are present in the air in this closed system. And that's what we're looking at. We have this scenario where we've measured CO2 levels at every hour of the day for a 24-hour period. And we'll see that the CO2 levels go up and down based on how much photosynthesis is happening. Because remember, for photosynthesis to happen, the plant has to take in CO2. Carbon dioxide has to go into this process. And we don't measure it here, but there would also be oxygen gas coming out of this process. But what we'll expect is that when there's a lot of photosynthesis going on, the CO2 numbers in the chamber will go down because the plant's using up that CO2, so there's less in the air of the chamber. And then we're going to graph this information. So the way that we're doing this, we've got our blank graph here, and along the bottom, we want to do the time of day. 12 a.m. is the first line, and then 1 a.m. And you'll go all the way down to the end, which is 12 p.m. All right, so this is the time of day. Along the x-axis, we're gonna do CO2 levels, parts per million. And at the bottom, we're actually gonna start at 600. And every line is going to be increasing by 50. So 600 to 650. By the time you get to the top, it'll be 1,000. Okay? So those are the parameters. But let me show you a completed one here, which has all the numbers filled in. I've labeled time of day for the x-axis. I've labeled CO2 levels, parts per million for the y-axis. And then I'm going to take this data and graph it. So for midnight, 12 a.m., CO2 levels were at 900. So I put a dot for 900. At 1 a.m., it was 912. It's a little bit higher there, maybe right about here. And you're going to do that for all the rest, just going across. And you'll see how CO2 levels change as photosynthesis uses CO2 to make sugars or food for the plants. All right, thank you very much. Let me know if you need help.